who can jump into the face of it. You got the Rel as well. Rel Q turning off the shields from the Lulu means this Kog'Maw is easier to kill as well. I'm loving this bot lane.
Yeah, there's two ways you can approach a Lulu Kog'Maw lane. You either try to match the scaling with something maybe like an Aphelios or a Jinx together with an Enchanter, or you're gonna try to shut it down very early on. And I think this is where JDXL are going for. I just want to remind everyone that this JDXL bot lane is the old dusty bot lane. FGG. I was messing up. Whenever I was seeing a Rel, I was calling it FGG. It wasn't a Rel anymore. It was the FGG. And he is on his champion, on that Rel that he made so many plays on that dusty roster that made it so far into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Still paired up with the same ADC on a very killer, aggressive carry, which is the Tristana. So this is going to be Kevo and Nash trying to survive anything that happens to the bot side so they can scale into late game.
Talking about things that are new, this is an entirely new Riddle. Yes, they had
the Riddle.
This is the Riddle. These guys are new. They're all new to this roster. And Riddle, yeah, they had a good deep run into playoffs last split, but this is a very, very different team. And the question is are they going to be able to match and maybe even beat out what the previous iteration of the roster was able to do? The
only truly big question mark, I think, from the sort of Riddle with the new people that are bringing in is Vladi. We haven't necessarily seen him in the NLC before. He was playing in the Greek League, in the GLL. Now he's paired up with another Greek player, Jax, playing in the two solo lanes. And if we look towards the bot side of the map, Kevo is back on the NOC. We have seen Kevo over and over again as one of the bigger hyper carries when he does join any team in the NOC, and he has been just that. Let's see now how he's going to be able to do in this Riddle lineup when he is put on a hyper carry that he needs to carry later on into the series. Now, I'm jumping on the other side because JDXL have seemed to be on fire, especially in week 1. And right now, we're seeing MNS on another unique pick. He did not pick Vex at all last split. It was one of these champions that he did not put his hands on, but right here, it just makes sense. GP wants to disrupt the backline. Who's in the backline? The Kog'Maw and the Lulu. Imagine Dan's Rek'Sai jumping in the backline together with MNS's Vex. But you can also have the Rel jumping in, the Tristana jumping in. There's so much engage and disengage.
Yeah.
Whatever way you choose to use that Vex, it just works.
My attention also is going to be a little bit towards these jungle pools and the junglers, not jungle pools, but the junglers themselves. Obviously, Dan, a massive instrument for saving XL in some of their games last week, but also Stefan.
Especially that day too.
Yeah, especially that day too, but Stefan as well on Lilia, probably one of the strongest junglers on the patch right now, a very, very oppressive jungler.
Saw it banned earlier as well.
And we did, yeah, absolutely. And Stefan has just been very consistently good. Even in the losses, consistently good. I'm happy to see Stefan again because he kind of goes back to when I first started casting, back in the first EU Masters, Click Tech. Early years of my career getting to see this person play, and I'm so happy to see them actually in my home region now. So I'm super excited to see this. This can be a very, very fun matchup. Anyway, what are you guys doing? Let's find out, shall we? I'm going to press the button. I pressed it right this time. Hold on, that's Archeron.
Arsharam, what are you doing there?
No, that's their wallpaper.
Procrastinating.
So beautiful.
Do your homework.
No, watch NLC.
Do your homework first. And then you can watch. We have beautiful VODs. You can watch the NLC.
What is that homework? Let's be real, that is crazy. I didn't do my homework, to be fair. Anyway, bye-bye. Nice to see you.
Thank you also so much, guys, for sending us pictures with how you watch the NLC at home. Make sure to use hashtag NLC at home, and maybe you'll get featured in our broadcast as well. Now, straight back onto the game. Both of these junglers have actually fully cleared. Now, the thing right here is that Rek'Sai and the way she works on the red side of the map is that if Kevo, if Nash overextend, she has a very easy tunnel towards the bottom side of the map to be able to pull in a gank together with FGG's Rel setting it up. Now, Dan actually has spotted Stefan as well, so they know exactly where this Lilia will be. And so far, so good. Dan is about 1 camp ahead, pretty much same XP.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, bot lane, this was their kill pressure lane, and there's definitely pressure there. You can see Kevo and Nash a little hesitant to overstep. They also know with the fact it's a Tristana and obviously that E, the lane will naturally shove in towards them, so they don't need to go too aggressive here.
Keep brain. Level 3 to level 4 is usually when FTG and Venza will overextend while their wave is pushing and die to enemy jungle. Now, right now, obviously, it's not going to be the case because Stefan's going to be moving away. So far, so good. They've evaded dying level 3.
Yes, but Let's keep our eyes on that for now and see, you know, if potentially they do find themselves jumped onto. But we do need to see this Cogmore denied, because we saw it in game number 1, Singularity versus Astralis. We saw this Cogmore basically being denied from the game. At the moment, Kevo, down in farm, but the waves pushing into them, they're quite content. They want to hit those 2 free items on the Cogmore to look to take over the game with a Lulu in their pocket. As Vladdy actually looking for a little bit of a light trade here. It's just going to ping back to safety, and Dan is waiting around in the wings. Can spot them out there with that tremor sense, and now going to get spotted out on the ward. Dan's able to clear it away and head away to safety.
And I think Dan was spotted right there by the pink wall that Stefan placed on his topside jungle, and he's been spotted again. So even though, yes, if you look on the topside map, on all the quadrants, you see all of these beautiful tunnels leading literally from the bot side of the map, linking all the way to golems from the top side. So Rek'Sai is a very fast-moving champion if you chain your tunnels together, and Dan has done just that. As you can see, he's much faster at his camps, he's much faster at clearing, and right now he's sitting about 2 camps above Stefan. He's gonna be looking for that level 6 maybe soon.
That was such a nice dodge there. They have that cannon barrage to work with. Jaxplank doesn't actually have the ultimate. He's trying to just get off the minions as much as possible. Cries flashes away. Dan's coming in. Jaxplank needs to avoid this barrel, and he should be able to do so. First blood to Jaxplank.
Yeah, and there was nothing the Rek'Sai could do right there to help Cries. Cries overextends in that lane. I did not see how the wave was looking at this point, but Cries was way overextended. Oh, he was actually trying to shove in his wave, but Dan was nowhere near. He was still finishing his golem, so he has no business overextending right there. Stefan is around, so yes, even though the cannon barrage goes down, he tries to push in that wave. At the end of the day, he loses his flash. He has no teleport. He loses his life, I think, to the Aurelia as well, giving the first blood away. And I think also his wave is going to be, of course, manipulated by Jaxplank, who's first in lane.
And Jaxplank now has Flash and Vanguard's Edge. Cries burnt the Flash, so Cries now has to be a lot more scared. This is that big lane counter we were talking about, or the desk we're talking about anyway, for this top lane. So if anybody knows how to handle a Gangplank, it's probably going to be Jaxplank. And doing a pretty good job of that right now. As attention actually a little bit towards the mid lane here. Vladdy does have that fate sealed and is maybe looking to line it up. Misses out on the Q, and Mnet's actually able to get a good trade. Now FGG and Dan are potentially in the area. They know where Vladdy is thanks to that tremor sense from Dan. And they're actually looking to maybe chase a little bit more. Mnets has the ultimate available, and Vladdy gonna have to play this very, very clean if they want to pull it off.
If there are hits from Mnets, they have a pretty clean chain. Oh, very beautifully done by Stefan. The second you do not see FGG in lane, you know he's going to be roaming together with the jungler. Stefan.
Flash it in. He's going to look to try and E away. Nash is coming in with the shield. They got the lilting lullaby to keep him alive. The healing is there, and they are A-OK. Vladdy gets jumped underneath the tower. The face sealed is going to get flashed away by Mnet.
No
Vladdy is ignited. He's trying to survive. He won't tick down. 53 HP to Vladdy.
He had no mana for that final spell. I don't think he queued actually right there. So Mnet is just a little bit short, and that actually comes back to bite Eminence, because now he's going to have to walk into a long lane where he's playing Vex and immobile carry, doesn't have his flash available. Yone has everything to his disposal. TP is back to lane as well, so he's going to be able to solve it quickly. So right now, Eminence is going to be in a very tricky situation where if you overextend and Stefan finds you, Yone combo as well together with the Lilia, it's going to be a very dead Vex.
Interesting build pass coming in here as well. You can see Kevo actually building towards the Rage Blade first. We saw earlier on in the day, it was the Blade the Ruined King into Rage Blade. So slightly changing things up here is Vladdy charging up that, not Steel Tempest, that's his brother's ability, but not actually going to go for it either way.
I think it's much more important to get the Rage Blade first here, because there are not many squishy targets for you on the side of JDXL, right? Yes, they do want to dive you, which means you're squishy either way, but
here we go. Flash forward, they catch him out. They got the Vanguard's Edge for the slow as well. Stefan's making his way forward and Cries, you are down. Jaxplank 2-0 on the Aurelia.
Whereas again, look at where his wave is. He has no other choice but to try and crush that. No one was there. JDXL's bot and jungle were on the way, and this so far looks like a very strong start to Riddle's new lineup. This is the Riddle we're gonna be seeing for the rest of the split. This is the actual lineup they signed up to play with, and it's coming into fruition. Jaxplank onto his Aurelia looking very strong. Stefan playing towards the top side of the map. If you get this Aurelia really fed, ahead. You've got so many squishy members on the side of JDXL, they're just going to evaporate later on.
Absolutely. This is the first time we've seen this full Riddle roster. In week 1, they had a couple of subs in, so this is them playing now at max capacity, apparently. Obviously, we are only on week 2, so there's a lot of things to be finding out. The durability patch might change things up, and from the conversations I've been having behind the scenes, it sounds a little bit like some people are still trying to learn and figure out what actually works and what doesn't. But it feels to me like a few teams do seem to have a pretty good read on the meta. It's interesting to see slightly different things coming out from teams here and there. I love this. This is one of the things I like about when you get a big patch like this, is just how much like adaptation and learning you do with the players while you watch them play on it.
Absolutely, and I think this is what we talked about in a previous interview as well, that like we're trying a lot of things. I think Taxo was talking about it. He's like, I don't know exactly how this patch is going to play out, but we're trying out a lot of things and we'll come back strong in a couple of weeks' time. So it's not a matter of, oh, we'll play this, the official games, and we're going to learn what's going on. No, because these guys are screaming different ERLs who might have a different read in meta, different screen bubbles that will show them different things and different ways to play the game. So we're going to have to keep this in our heads.
Might just be dead here. He's able to dodge on the auto, but he's trying to jump out, and that is the shutdown for Dan with the Prey Seeker. Cries, sets it up.
That was a little bit of a kill secure. Yeah, that was a little bit of a kill secure. All the work goes to Cries, running down Jaxplank onto that Aurelia, knowing that the ultimate is not up for Jaxplank, neither is they flash. Cries actually managed to run down Jaxplank and get a kill back for himself. I lied, Dan actually yoinked that one, I just remembered, but Dan yoinking that kill away and securing it means that Prowler's Claw is now activated onto Rek'Sai, making it a very, very dangerous champion if you get anywhere near her.
I do worry that XL aren't being that proactive in the bot side at the moment. Kevo, yes, down in farm again, but it's not significant enough to be a problem for the side of Riddle. They expected to be down some farm in this lane, and they're doing okay. They're chilling out.
We expected them to be dead.
Yes, we did. And, you know, you've got Venza on this Tristana, so you want to find the kills, and then you want to use Tristana's, you know, biggest part of her kit, her ability to bust towers. But it feels like they haven't been able to achieve too much, and finally now, XL rotate people over towards this side. They've got the Rift Herald, and they are going to be able to get a bunch of plates, if not the tower here, because they do have the bomb from Venza. And Riddle just have to give this up. They've teleported back to top side. They don't have the tools.
This is the most important thing that you can do when you want to slow down an AD carry from actually farming. You cannot have Kevo now playing towards the bot side of the map because a Rel could be around, because a Rexa could be around, because you have Gangplank ult, because you have Vex ult. He can get engaged from so many different angles and places from the bot quadrant of the jungle that Kevo is probably gonna have to migrate to mid lane.
Yep.
Which means it's a much easier lane to actually set up ganks for when you have the Vex, again, when you have the Gangplank, when you have the Rel. So that was the point, that was the play right here. Get the Rift Herald, open the bot side of the map. You see Kevo backing right now, and most likely have to send him towards that mid lane.
You're seeing Vladdy actually trying to go for the all-in. MNS able to dodge away on everything and just wins the trade super hard. Vladdy hasn't really been able to punish MNS's flash, who's just about to come up, and it's feeling pretty rough. They're rotating now Kevo and Nash into this lane to try and just, you know, first of all, stem the bleeding with Vladdy, but also just because they can't go bot lane, like you were saying, Trouble. So, gonna be a pretty rough one for Vladdy now, who has to go into either top or bot. And I'm not sure if Jaxplank really wants to be towerless.
And look at that.
Looks like he might have to, because Cries is down there.
Yeah, and look at that. JDXL are playing around Venza. They want to make sure that this Tristana that got an influx of gold in the pocket stays actually really healthy, has a bunch of vision, doesn't get dived. Jaxplank really has to consider respecting that, because it could be a dive very quickly. Lulu's there.
Looking for the stun, not able to get it. Nash comes in with a Wild Growth, trying to keep Jaxplank alive. The Vanguard's edge is there. FGG slowed down. Tower shot after tower shot. And Nash secures the kill. Tower stands, and Jaxplank just about holds on to that with his team. Does sacrifice their life, though.
That was sort of worth it for XL, because you lose a support for a top laner. That means that Jaxplank for 14 seconds doesn't get any farm, doesn't get any experience, doesn't get to extend any sort of leads on the top side of the map, whilst the kill goes over to your support, which is not the most important things of them all. And again, Jaxplank right here, he needs to respect the fact that JDXL are just playing towards the top side of the map, and he knew that. He hadn't seen them for so long. Eminence is also on the flank on the other side of the map, so if anyone tried to get away, Eminence could snipe them with the ultimate. And yes, Riddle read the play, but they read it a little bit too late.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, a little bit too slow on the punch there, but now that does mean that XL are extending this gold lead little by little. No more plates for them to get, so they do need to either, you know, just get better wave management or turn that into towers to be able to get that. And remember, at the end of today, XL could be
the
the
swap
only
light.
team who are in first place, and it looks like Dan and Cry is looking to see if they can set up for that. Jax Plank able to dodge away on a lot of that. Does have to be careful thanks to the barrels, but is able to hold on. Jax Plank definitely now playing the weaker side, considering he had such a good start to this game.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication right there from the side of XL. Cries and Dan didn't necessarily communicate how they wanted to play out the dive, or if they wanted to play out the dive. Dan was further away, Cries really wanted it, so it looked a little bit disjointed right there. If we're looking towards the top side of the map, now Riddle know how far they can push on the map. If you look at the top side, it's all lit up in blue. They have permanent vision towards the top side. That means Kevo is going to be able to stay very safe towards the top side together with Nash, and also Kevo is having the flash and exhaust both up and available for him, whilst FTG cannot pull out one of these long distance engages because he's missing his own flash.
It looks like Stefan's actually in the area. If you can find a good bowling ball,
Good lane gank.
could actually be able to pull this off if you land it onto Venza. But Venza does have the cleanse, does have the flash, so also has the tools to be able to survive, but potentially burning them could be a big thing here. Dan, though, also in the area. Nash looking to spot them out, and this might just be that go button for them. Kevo needs to hold this flash really well. The Magnet Storm's not going to quite connect as he's able to jump away for the moment. Stefan coming in with a lilting lullaby to multiple members, and the polymorph comes down. FGG going so low. Kevo able to find himself one. MNES misses out on the ultimate, and just like that, Riddle find their opportunity. The face seal by Vladdy, not going to hit because Dan flashes away to safety. Riddle happy with one onto their AD
and
carry.
Stefan yet again reads the play. The veteran in Riddle coming in clutch, knowing that Dan is going to go towards the top side of the map, sees MNS moving as well. He's 100% sure they're going to try to pull in a dive onto Kevo and Nash. Remember, Kevo and Nash had almost all of their summoners up and available. FGG not having the flash out that was so crucial because his combo missed everyone. They were all able to sidestep that, meaning that one of their very crucial key ultimates doesn't hit, so XL could not pull out that gank towards the top side of the map. Really well played from the side of Riddle. I think this lineup is looking very promising coming into the NLC.
There's definitely a good air about this Riddle, but Vladdy at the moment, probably not the smartest pick. Blind picking the Yone and just getting counter-picked by the Vex has somewhat caused him a pretty rough lane of it. Anyway, Dan able to pick up this Dragon here for the side of JDXL. They're pretty happy able to pick that one up. And it looks like Riddle now looking for an answer on the other side. They are going to look to start up this Rift Herald. Have been spotted out by FGG. Venza also in the area. So there is the potential for a potential turnaround here from the side of Riddle. But it looks like they're just going to blast cone away, be happy to give this up, and just chill out for the moment.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think this Rift Herald will necessarily have too much impact in the game because the mid lane tower has not been touched, which means that Riddle cannot just approach mid lane tower and take it when there's so much wave clear with Gangplank, Vex, and Tristana. So I'd really like to see where this Rift Herald is actually going to be used, because there's no objective you're going to use it for. 4 minutes and 20 until the next Dragon. So yeah, there was time investment towards that Rift Herald. Nothing lost from the side of Riddle apart from a couple of minutes towards the top side of the map. So let's see if actually the time investment was worth it towards the top side.
Jax Plank able to...
Oh, they actually lost
nice
a
shove.
tower.
Able to take the tower because Riddle took the Rift Herald and just reset.
So far,
Accepted it was going to go down.
time investment, not worth it. You've lost a bunch of experience, a bunch of gold, a bunch of minions that died on the top side of the map. MNS is looking at the Jax Plank. He has the fear.
He's going to get caught out. They have the ultimate as well. They're going to chain it away. He's able to jump out with the Vanguard's edge, but the fear is just too oppressive. Way too much CC for Jax Plank, and he is just picked off for the 3rd time this game.
You've lost a tower, you've lost experience, you've lost gold, you've lost a top laner, which actually donated money over to MNS. So far, that commitment for the Rift Herald has gone pretty south for Riddle. Unless they find out a way to open up mid lane with it, I do not see it being worth.
MNS's ultimate is now back on cooldown, but it looks like JDX actually taking multiple people over. Dan's going to come in. He looks for Nash. Nash caught out by the Prowler's Claw. Nash has nothing. He flashes over the wall to safety, able to survive for now. Meanwhile, Venza quite happy just to take the mid lane. This Yone just isn't achieving anything for Riddle, and it is a sore spot for the team.
Yeah, and I think it was a question mark when you draft a team that usually wants to create space around your Kog'Maw. You know, even Jaxman with that Aurelia can put down the ultimate in front of the Kog'Maw. Whoever dives in is within the walls of the ultimate, so you can actually engage onto them in short range. But I feel like Vlad's Yone does not make sense for me here, because everybody from XL wants to be engaging into Riddle, whilst Yone is more of a I'll dive deep into your team type of champion, using the shadow, using the ultimate to overreach and kill someone off. So far, I agree with you. I have not necessarily seen this Yone work. He's 1,500 gold down. He's about 40 CS down as well. 1 level down to the Vex. So far, it hasn't paid off, but we've all seen what a Yone with 2 or 3 items can actually do when they scale later onto the game. And remember what I said, XL wants to be diving into your face. Yone loves that because she's a melee champion.
Yeah, I've seen Kevo opt for the Hurricane over the Blade of the Ruined King. Obviously, it gives you a little bit more on hit because you have that passive crit and it gets translated instead of the crit. So there has that to work with. And there's not actually that many, like, quote-unquote tankier members, so the health percent from Blade of the Ruined King, maybe not quite as important here, so probably quite happy just to go for that Hurricane. Everybody's going to be quite grouped up in fights anyway, so if Kevo is untouched, that Hurricane actually might pay off quite effectively here, as Vladdy going to eat a barrel, going to lose a whole lot of health here, and Cries, with that Maw and Triforce, just absolutely mincing through health bars.
So the difference right here between this Riddle's Kog'Maw and Singularity's Kog'Maw is the fact that this Kog'Maw, as you mentioned, has reached already 2 items, which means that even if you wish to stop Soul Point, not necessarily Soul, you can do it in the next Dragon. Jaxplank and Stefan are going to put down the Rift Herald, but there's a surprise in this bush. They know, obviously, because the Rift Herald was just popped, so they know that Stefan is around, but all of these hurt that you're going to be putting down onto Jaxplank will send him back. I don't think this Rift Herald will reach the tower. It will.
Oh, is it going to get the charge in time? It is. Tower survives, though. How much health? Don't give us it yet. How much health?
I'll say 8.
Quick, Observer, give us the health on the tower.
8 health. Wait.
Can we see it?
You can say 2. You can say 2.
I'm going to go 11. 11 HP.
In before. Wait.
Here we go.
No.
Give it to us.
No.
Don't tease me like that.
No.
You can't do that.
It's not working. It's not working. Maybe our producer can tell us in our ear how much HP that tower was on.
I'll get the producers to let us know, and then I'll see if our game was correct.
All right, so 24 seconds before Soul Point for JDXL. They've set up their vision, they've set up their tunnels, they've set up the networking towards the bot quadrant of Stefan's jungle. And right now, if Jaxplank overextends right there, they can also make it a 4v5. Mind you, this is a Kog'Maw, Lulu, Lilia, Yone on the top side of the map. If you commit too hard to that dragon, they can make the Baron disappear like a magic trick.
We were both wrong. It was 3 HP.
Oh,
That
come
tower
on.
had 3 HP. It
I was closest, so I win.
Over. You were closest, yes, so you do win. Well done, Trouble.
Thank you so much. Biggest achievement of the day. Right, talking about
not
achievements.
having a reunion with me? Is that not the biggest achievement of the day?
That is the biggest goal of my life, Ibrahim.
A reunion with
Cast
me.
alongside you. Oh, M&S?
I think Vladdy's goal is just to survive this, but he is so omega doomed. Although he flashes out, Mness flashes forward and reaches in.
No.
Takes the kill.
Vladdy made one of the biggest mistakes you can do versus Vex because not a lot of people think about it. But when you flash away, it counts as a dash. It counts as a flash. So it gives that passive doom and gloom back onto the Vex, and she can yoink away her passive and deal even more damage. Had he not flashed away and just walked, maybe his team would be there just in time. You'll see he will connect the ult and he will fear Yone halfway through that ultimate. Very, very, very well played. There you go. If you had walked towards the Lulu, I think it would have been a case of maybe the Lulu shielding you and saving you right there. But just because you flashed, gave the passive over to M&S. Again, we know M&S to be extremely insane when it comes down to mechanical play, and cancelling Vladdy right there back to back and also taking his life after the flash was really beautiful to watch.
M&S does get hit by the bowling ball there from Stefan. I feel like this might just become the Nash show, if I'm going to be honest with you. Tower does go down for Jaxplank in the bottom lane, working towards potentially that 3rd item there for Kevo. And actually looks like Jaxplank was maybe feeling the 1v1
I think Cries will feel
He's got a lot of damage, actually. Hit him with the barrel. The cannon barrage comes down. The Maw has been popped, and this barrel might end Jaxplank. He's down. Cries gets the outplay.
Every single time Cries has engaged Jaxplank, it's been when Jaxplank has no flash, and no ultimate to defend himself. So very, very well played. I think Kreis had a blunder earlier on the top side, very early when he gave the first blood away to Jaxplank, but he has been able to actually recover from that 10 CS ahead, managing to get kills back-to-back onto his own. Really, really well played, of course, by Kreis. He knows also that Jaxplank does not have his stun available because he just used it onto his wave. He will lead that barrel for the slow, and then he's just sitting right there in the cannon barrage, dying slowly and ka-ching.
Absolutely beautiful play there from Kreis as Dan knows that this blue buff's happening. Stefan spotted out. MNES is going to get hit by the bowling ball.
Oh, he's so slowed.
Laddie's in the area as well. Big old slow, and Stefan able to take the blue buff for himself. We've got the Titanic Hydra now finished up into cover, so there's a lot of splash damage coming out from this Kog'Maw. And there's always that in the back of your mind, that 10 CS per minute Kog'Maw is slowly ramping up little by little, but this Baron might be enough just to slow them down. It's relatively slow because it's just Dan and Kreis. But at the same time, that plays into JDXL because Riddle go, nah, they're not doing Baron. We can see where they all are. They're now collapsing in on it.
They can't.
And Riddle's too slow.
They can't. That's the thing. They need to pull in Jaxplank's Aurelia in with a teleport. Lilia cannot walk in. They do not have a tanky member that can actually face check the composition of JDXL. So very clever placement of the vision towards the top quadrant of Stefan's jungle. They took complete control of the top side of the map, and JDXL is like, if you want to see if that Baron's going down, you're going to have to face check us. I think it was very clever from Riddle right there to actually not face check and try to play with their waves.
Well, look at this. There we go. Everybody's throwing in. FGG in the area. They're going to knock up onto Nash. Nash flashes away. Kevin does have a fair amount of damage to work with, and he's doing it, but it's not going to stick as Nash chunked out. Dan, less so, but still slightly chunked out. Baron, though, in the pocket of JDXL, so Dan can reset quicker. Nash needs to reset, but just is going to go for the honey fruit for now. They need to keep Kevo alive. Venza, 2 levels over Kevo right now. He might not have had the kill lane execution, but he is still ahead.
I love that you said that because I feel like this is a very, very low kill game considering the composition that JDXL have drafted for themselves with the Rek'Sais, the Vexes, the Tristanas, the Rels, wanting to go all in, create a big explosion, but right here, they're playing it very slow and calculated because they know they have the upper hand. 2 minutes remaining off that Baron, 1 minute until they're sold. That means they can create a lot of pressure on the side lanes with the Baron up minions. Riddle are going to have to reply to them. Vladdy doesn't even have teleport to be on a side lane, so he's most likely have to go either mid and group up with his team and share experience and gold, or we'll either have to go towards the bot side of the map where Kreis is actually a monster right now onto this gangplank.
The worry you do have, and I said it before and I said it again, Lulu Cog. You still have a Lulu Cog. There is always that area where if JDXL don't pick the pace up, they will be in a pretty scary position. They've got the gold lead, they've got the pressure on the map at the moment, but the longer this game goes, the more that timer ticks away for Kevo.
And look at the setup yet again. JDXL wants to go for Baron. Keeps complete control of the top side of the map. JDXL wants to go for the Dragon, keeps control of the bot side of the map. MNS on the side right there. They could kill Jaxplank right here and right now. Kreis is taking Inhibitor while Riddle are lost and they don't know if they want to push mid or if they want to go for the Dragon execution because they have no vision and none of them can actually face check.
Well, the inhibit is going to go down, but look at the flank actually through the jungle. MNES in that red side, looking to try and get in. Has been spotted out. Venza jumps into Stefan. They're looking for the face shield, able to find it. There they go, jumping in onto Nash already. He has to ult himself. Kevo untouched though, looking to get the damage off as MNES jumps in once again. Kevo jumping away as here comes Kreis. MNES is coming in. The barrels are going to be pretty big, but not big enough. Unable to chain them as Jaxplank is low. They're looking to try and kill him slowly, but surely he's able to survive. But this should just be the Dragon over to the side of JDXL. Riddle are way too chunked.
Yeah, a lot of bars blinking right here on the side of Riddle. That means JDXL are going to get a very crucial Drake, and this is the Ocean Dragon. This is so important because as you can see, the fight so far have been going a little bit back and forth. Yes, XL commit, but they don't overcommit, which means they can play the back and forth with the Tristana and the Vex, which means that Ocean Soul is going to come in handy really, really well for them. Riddle, on the other hand, they're playing extremely passively right now. Yes, we're waiting for the combo to come online, but when is it going to come online? Baron is gone, Ocean Soul is gone, and right here, MNS snipes the back line. Nash doesn't even get to ult or heal himself, and then he also reapplies the ultimate onto Kevo. So MNS pretty much did exactly the job he needed to do right here. Snipes the backline, takes out the support of Kevo, and then tags Kevo himself, which means that Kevo has to respect and not overcommit. Again, really, really well played by the XL mid lane.
Oh, they're onto him. They've got the wild growth. Kevo is in so much trouble. He's been caught out, but they're coming in for the rest. Kevo safe for the moment. Kevo able to survive, and FGG is going to go down. Kevo able to find the kill. Riddle finally make that combo work, but Kevo, he is so heavily chunked for the moment. They're looking for the lilting lullaby onto him. They're going to look for the stuns as well. They're going to continue the chase. There's the fate seal. Kevo still untouched for the moment, but MNS coming in on the flank, not going to be able to find it. As Dan has to use the stopwatch. He has no one around him, and Riddle don't really have the wave to be able to do more. Meanwhile, in the top side of the map, Cries will take a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, but that was a huge overextension by JDXL, and they keep doing this. There has been times on Summoner's Rift where XL are actually overcommitting to the play. Now Dan here is trying to stop the back, so look at that huge wave pushing that bot Nexus tower while Cries is trying to put pressure on the tops of the map. But that has been huge. I think Kevo received 2 kills in this fight. Titanic Hydra complete. He's going to lose his 4th item. Kevo is going to be hurting so much. Level 14. At some point, JDXL are going to overreach again. And if this Lulu is alive to support the Kog'Maw, Kevo is going to hurt them a lot.
Kevo is now looking pretty scary, but XL still have a very, very strong Cries on the GP. You still got the Tristana, who's ahead as well. It's not like it's doomed, but that was definitely a mistake they didn't want to be making.
Okay, so MNS sees his opportunity right there, but they don't see that Nash is around. Guardian is going to be popped, Ultimate is going to be popped, Heal is going to be popped, Flash is going to be popped from Kevo. They have everything in their toolkit to stop Kevo from dying. But now saying that, that toolkit is now down. There is no more Flash onto Kevo. There is no more heal onto this Lulu. Exhaust maybe is about to come back up. So XL right now have a window where they can catch this Kog'Maw off guard.
I also didn't realize Vladdy got a shutdown. So you were talking about, you know, when those 2 items come in for the Yone, he comes online, Infinity Edge and an Immortal Shield Bow onto Vladdy. Vladdy in a better spot than they were previously. Teleport not available for Jaxplank, but is available for Cries. But there is a teleport onto Vladdy, so he's just going to join up in the mid lane. Titanic Hydra onto this Kog'Maw does mean these towers do go down so quickly. But the vision is just complete darkness.
No flash on Kevo, no flash on Vladdy, no flash on Stefan. They overcommit. FGG.
Oh. Good ult onto MNS. MNS has been caught out for the moment. Kevo's going to continue the chase forward. They're looking for the fear onto him, but MNS will lose his life. The wild growth makes sure that Kevo's able to do it. The Baron has been secured for the moment. Jaxplank, very low HP. XL trying to look to see if they can recover this somewhat. The wave is going to get cleared out, and Riddle just peeling backwards. Vladdy tries to jump forward onto FGG. Not going to be able to do too much. Just a little bit of chip damage here and there. Fenza, full HP though, and Riddle recognizing that, decide they need to step away. Nash is too squishy, too weak.
Very well played right there from Vladdy to see MNS on the side. If MNS got a good impact with the ultimate right there in the backline, 3-0 and 1 onto Kevo with no flash, it could have been huge if he connected that ultimate. So very good catch right there from Vladdy. Takes the Baron buff away from MNS as well. And JDXL looked a little bit caught off guard because they had all of the vision they wanted right there. Yes, they do take the Baron, but right now, if you look at the inventory of Kevo, 3 items completed, stopwatch in there as well. How do you kill this Kog'Maw?
Him and Vladdy actually both just bought a stopwatch as well off that, so they are both feeling very comfortable right now. But we'll have a look at this again. XL did at least get the Baron though, so they lost their mid, but they gained the Baron.
Yeah, and MNS is on the side right there, but that was an instantaneous reaction from Vladdy. Kevo also sprints towards MNS as well. They know that if they take this threat out that dives into the backline, it would be very easy to maybe play the back and forth, even with the 4 remaining members of XL, because everyone else from the side of Riddle was pretty healthy and could continue playing that 5 versus 4. So I'd like to see what XL can actually do to break the game right now, because there is a bunch of wave play now with that Kog'Maw, and even though XL are the ones with the Baron, they just cannot push.
Yeah, they are struggling somewhat. MNS seeing if you can line up a good angle. Same here for FGG, but it's so hard, like you said, with that stopwatch onto Kevo to actually catch him. You land FGG jumping in, you land that ultimate from the Vex. He just presses stopwatch and Nash ults him the moment it wears off. Cries on the flank here with that GP level 18, almost full build. Jaxplank's going to lose a lot of health here as another barrel doesn't quite connect, but is able to chunk Jack's Flag out, does use all his barrels to do so.
I just want to say that twice in a row right now, we have seen a Kog'Maw team fall behind almost 10,000 gold and still be relevant in the game. You give Kog'Maw one of his big team fights, the team instantly comes back into play. 20 seconds until Elder. 20 seconds until Elder, though, and MNS's ultimate is down.
Yeah, he just landed onto Kevo, but doesn't actually follow it because it was just an optimistic ult. Nash, a little bit chunked out there for the moment, but you do have to worry about Christ potentially just ending the game through the bot side. He's forced the wave in. Jaxbank now has his teleport, so he can go clear the wave. He can then teleport back in. It looks like these two might go toe-to-toe here. Kevo, he's actually frontlining for the team here, chasing forward little by little. Jaxbank able to deal with the wave in the bot side, and he can teleport in at a moment's notice, but Christ is coming on the flank.
Oh, there he is.
His barrels recharged up, and the teleports are coming in. Christ,
FTG!
FTG is just running amok right now. Seven has to flash away for the moment, and Kevo is free firing away. FTG is taking a lot of damage on the run, but Dan is able to shut him down. That is the end of Kevo. This should just be the end of the fight, and it's all on Stefan to save the day. But Dan is ripping through Riddle members left, right, and center, going to force the resurrection out, and MNS is chasing onto Vladdy. Vladdy looks at the turnaround, finds him with a quick knock-up. Stefan trying to heal up for the moment with that Omnivamp for himself, but he can't do much as the Dragon is getting started by Cries. In comes the bowling ball, not going to connect at all. Vladdy's going back to base. He's got the teleport available. He can join in if he needs to. Well, he will be able to any moment now. He's waiting for a good opportunity, but it looks like this Dragon should just go over to the side of JDXL. XL with such a good ultimate from FGG.
Ooh, that was FGG's Rel that we've been looking to see this entire freaking game, and he delivers. Keep your eyes onto this Rel. FTG is in no vision. Dan is right behind him, and 4 members of Riddle are waiting in this boost. Boom! 4 members ultimate right there, but again Vladdy with an insane dive in the backline takes out Venza, so that is a 1-for-1 traded right there. Then Dan will find the key member Kevo in the backline of Riddle, and all in all, even though Excel are 10,000 gold ahead, that was a very, very, very close fight.
Probably going to be less close now that they've got the Elder. That's probably going to be my input on that, unfortunately.
You know what? 10,000 gold deficit is their comfort zone, Hipbrain.
Yeah, I mean, Kevo's now got the Immortal Shield Bow, so a lot of health in his inventory just from the passive health you get from Shield Bow. Obviously the shielding as well, the Lulu,
Lifesteal,
Titanic Hydra, the Lifesteal. Kevo level 16 as well, 4 items on Kog'Maw. If you are going to be the carry, this now is your only opportunity for Kevo. He's holding it out, and they are waiting out this Elder. They haven't got any downed inhibitors at the moment. They have an open inhibitor bot lane, but it's not down, so they don't have to worry about too much about the wave management. Baron is coming up in a minute's time, though, and I think that's the next kind of deciding moment of this game.
I was about to say the same. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not think Excel can actually win with just the Elder here. They cannot dive. It's very difficult, especially with the Lulu and how tanky you mentioned that this Kog'Maw is. And if they overreach, they can instantly get punished. And then Riddle can just go and take the Baron, just push in and completely end the game, right?
I mean, that tower just evaporated. Venza did so much work to it, and Venza's got Flash, he's got Cleanse, so you can't catch him out with a lilting Lullaby. Christ is doing 1,500 damage crits with the barrels. And this has to be a miracle save here from the side of Riddle. As 1 inhibitor will drop down. There is only 1 inhibitor tower standing. 3 towers for the side of Riddle remaining in this game, as Vladdy needs to find the ult of the century on this Yone. Tower number 3 will go down. All of the inhibitors open, 2 of the inhibitors down, and it looks like XL are looking to play this game by the book. They are looking to close out into this final tower. Riddle have to engage. If they lose this tower, they lose the game.
At this point, you can't, because the Elder Dragon is still active on the members of XL. If you would fight, you would have to fight underneath one of your towers, and all of your outer towers, in the base, are gone. You only have Nexus towers remaining. 3 inhibitors are going to go down. Double super minions incoming.
For it potentially. Venza jumps away. Elder still ticking away for a little bit longer. The cannon barrage comes onto Jax, but he has to throw the Vanguard's edge out for the slow. Nash has been caught by MNS. Kevin needs to get away from him. They're going to go for the heal. Inhibitor's going to drop, and just like that, they're able to hold on. It's still alive for a little bit longer. Kevo's getting opened up onto by Venza, but Kevo's got the lifesteal. He's got the Lulu. Stefan chunked out, though, by Cries with a barrel, and the waves are starting to push against them in favor of JDXL. It turns out they didn't even need Baron Nashor to crack this base wide open. Riddle running out of options, running out of time in this game.
Yeah, I think Riddle were a little bit lost right there. If you were gonna make a last stand underneath your towers, you need towers. They lost all the remaining inhibitor towers that they had, and now the only thing that they have in their base is Nexus towers. But the problem is, there's gonna be double super minions coming from everywhere, and XL are literally beelining that Baron to buff up all these double super minions that are going to be in Riddle's base. And I think this is going to be the last try for Riddle to try and maybe get this game back.
Last chance to lose. Nash is dead. Airborne onto Kevo, and here's out. Double kill for Venza. They're chasing for more. Venza's got the resets. Vladi has to use the stopwatch for the moment, as now they turn it back around. It's a double. It's not a double. Kryze takes it away. It's only the double for Venza. And there's two members, Jax, Plank, and Stefan, with one tower. 1.5 towers, I'll give them that. Can they make it happen? GA, Stefan pops the pot to keep himself a little bit more. Has to get himself a 3-man stun, but the barrels are just going to be too scary. The fears are going to be too oppressive, and Jax Plank has to throw down the Vanguard's edge. He's missing out, and Venza will be able to pop his GA. Tower number 1 will go down. Tower number 2, quick to follow. 40 minutes pretty much on the clock, and this will be XL going 3-0.
What a clean performance coming in again from that